First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there for the Panthers. 41 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now the Auburn alum, Artis Payne. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They'll try the air now with Newton. And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're over to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. So the offense has it 1st and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
2nd down, 8. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And one of the things that makes this play so difficult to defend is that it has so many options to it. And the quarterback has to go through them and fast. Do you hand it off inside? Do you keep it yourself? Do you pitch it to a trailing back? On this play, it's hard to say that he made the right decision because that play was swallowed up for no gain.
He'll drop to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They're going to look to throw. Coleman has it here right side. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You played through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35, but make it the 40-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
They go play action here on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jamie Collins. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. So the D-line's going to spread out. On second down, here's Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And now running right through it. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Back here with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We've had the kickoff to begin the first quarter. Now it's time for the second quarter kickoff as they'll take over with the ball 1st and 10. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They'll run with McCaffrey. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Newton to throw. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Corey Brown, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the intercept. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Dontari Poe able to drop him for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16 and able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
On play action, they'll throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mario Addison in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. They'll look to throw. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
This is taken around the 12.
What'd you say?
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to go deep for fun. He's got a man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Devin Funchess, 77 yards. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. That was a nice little setup there off play action for the long touchdown pass.
Yeah, I've got to tell you, it brings back bad memories for a guy like me as a former defensive back, because in a playbook I knew a long time ago, we described that play pattern as draw pass 9 go, meaning fly pattern after the play action pass, try and hit him for the deep ball, and boy, were they successful on that one. So tough because his speed is so great. You've got to make sure you don't miss any cues or keys in order to try and keep up with him.
Draw pass 9 go. That's still a nightmare to this day.
Yeah, I still wake up in the middle of the night and feel the guy going past me.
The give is to Elliott. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smell it, just as they did on that last play.
I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that nigga shit, man. If ain't nobody gonna say nothing, I will, man. I'm tired of that shit.
Losing yardage, it'll be back at the 36. That'll go as a loss of 5, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this.
I told him about that fake shit, bro. I'm tired of that shit, man. Yeah.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's
that nigga, bro. I called that nigga fraudulent.
Across the 45-yard line.
I called that nigga fraudulent.
Carried by Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
Shit, we're going to need a third. I got to put his man game real quick. We're going to get on the part.
Together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
I like the play call. Roll him out. Give him a chance to run it or throw it. In this situation, he decided to fling it, but couldn't find his man open.
They are in the 2nd quarter down in Miami, and it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Oh, yeah, hey, Carter, hey.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Carolina. Corey Brown, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game.
He's crazy. He's crazy.
And a little
He's
time
crazy.
left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy for that. You can't throw your dude, mate, because he has so much shit that he can do, bro. It's hard to throw at that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
A couple yards deep.
It's hard to throw that nigga, bro.
As he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession.
But just because that battle's going to be ordered, I didn't want to order it now.
Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to
your
lead.
It's May 12th. It's Board Legacy.
That can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain at 21 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
That nigga said the bounce back. That nigga snatched.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
That nigga said the
pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Elsewhere on the NFL scoreboard in Dallas. And it's an early lead there for the Saints. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
I don't eat them often because you can't get them out here really.
And he's got room. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 40, right around the 30.
You don't get them out here really.
Starting field position.
No, so it's really hard to. I don't eat them as often as I would like to.
They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there, just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Shut up, nigga.
We'll see if they can pick it up. Now it's Newton. That's Samuel.
Boogie ugly.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
He commented on my game because I got a broadcast.
Second down. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. For these short runs,
no, hey, okay, Thomas, I'm going to ask you real quick. If you don't know nothing about this conversation, I'm just going to ask you. If you have to pick me or Michael, who you picking to play on your team?
And that way you often control the game.
Third down, here's McCaffrey.
Yes. Okay.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible.
Nigga, fuck you instead, master.
I know they're on their
None of y'all
own
niggas can hear me. How about that?
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it.
Nah, cause I got the broadcast, like I got the commentary on my broadcast, so niggas who watching the broadcast can hear it. And that nigga Boogie was commenting on the thing. He a fucking faggot. Yeah,
we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second
he's a
half.
fucking,
And right now,
he's
these
a
guys
fucking faggot.
shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them
Yeah.
putting the football away.
Yeah, so
Quack,
start
quack,
fingers
nigga.
at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler.
He said I ain't beefing with nobody.
Try and fashion together a drive.
2 yards on the carry there.
That
It'll be
nigga said,
second
that
down.
nigga said suck my dick,
That's what
fucking
happens sometimes when you
neighborhood.
abandon the running game. It's hard to get
That
back to
nigga
it
childish, bro.
once guys
That
get
shit
out
suck
that
my dick.
mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Facts.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
That sounds like some Star Wars shit.
Down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12.
R2, 3-2, where are you?
Now this time he'll look to throw.
Oh, D2, whatever. I said 3-2.
They've got his man complete. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down.
Yeah, I ain't watched Star Wars in years.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's caught. It's Coleman. Oh, he slipped right by him. And he is down deep into Carolina territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
And look, if you pick Michael, you don't want to win.
Now Elliott. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you are familiar without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1.
And this is caught.
Yeah, Bull's my nigga for real. Like, man, he ain't the only nigga I fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Well, that's about as
Yeah. I didn't know you had to grow up with a nigga and go to school with a nigga for him to be a real nigga. I'm just, I didn't know that, but according to Sid, you have to. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that, like, I'm sorry.
Downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Every day, Dad. Every day. Every day.
The decision to bring it out. He's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot where
I'm telling you, dog.
Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there for Carolina. 55 yards. And they're going to go soft on the corners. A handoff left, McCaffrey. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Decent chunk of yardage still left here, 2nd and 7. To throw is Newton. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, you tell old Red he's drunk as fuck if you think he's going to 3 that nigga.
Drive the football when making throws.
That's not Cortez, man.
It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But
He said I thought I was bucking. Kevin said I thought I was bucking. That means I thought I was bucking. Yeah, that shit's funny. I thought I was bucking.
And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
It's like you saying bucking. Yo, what the fuck? That's that E shit, bro. That's that up E shit. Feel like I was bucking. If I say some shit like that, they look at me like I'm crazy.
The Browns on 3rd down. They're
like,
at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Looking to throw.
Oh, good catch, baby. Just like I called Sid he really got upset when I said his dad was an Indian giver. Like,
it's a pickup of 6 and
no, his dad was an Indian giver. Up there in Dallas, we call niggas who like, if you make a big bet and you don't pay it, you're an Indian giver. So that's what. Yeah. So I called his dad an Indian giver. He got real butthurt. Yeah, it is. But he didn't know what I meant by that.
Flush to his right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
But if the Cowboys would have lost those 2 games, he would have wanted that money, bro.
They'll set up to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
It's not that serious. It's not that serious at all.
Back to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Elsewhere, they have gone to the 3rd quarter now in Dallas.
Let me get bullshit. I thought Indian giver was known worldwide.
We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along.
That nigga's stupid, dog. That nigga's stupid.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now a give, right side, McCaffrey. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And he's going to have the 1st down.
But one thing I also learned about that, bro, everybody got their own taste, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't really say.
On 1st down, it's Newton. Throw left side, McCaffrey's got it. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal.
No, he don't take nothing personal. He come back at you. And that nigga see, if you say something to him and he know it's true, that nigga crying. That nigga's crying. That nigga trying to get personal and shit.
Here's Newton. And Incomplete there.
No, he better not ever say nothing about my child. I'll kill him.
And brings up third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Oh, well, I can tell the way Jordan will be talking about the nigga.
On third down, Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. That one good for 15 and a first.
Let's give a little
Yeah,
credit.
they become that shit. Talking about we know you personally, and you a pussy nigga. I guess he used to get beat up a lot when he was a kid. I don't know.
They worked very well there for a first down.
So they become that nigga.
Down to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down.
It's niggas who know me personally, like MT, like
we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
like MT and them, like MT and Lou. They know me personally, bro. Like I went to school with Lou. I went to high school with Lou. I went to college with MT. They know me. Like I don't got nothing to hide. Them niggas will tell you, like you don't see them niggas coming at me on a personal level, like I'm trying to be hard or something. Like, oh nigga, like I don't have to worry about that. When the nigga come at you on a personal level and they from your own hood, that means you living a bad life, bro. That means you being something you're not, my boy. Your story's not adding up, my nigga. That's what it means.
Great effort there.
No, it's not. You put some false stuff on your resume to make your resume legit. You know what I'm saying? Like you put a little too much powdered sugar on that funnel cake, my boy. Oh, you know. you don't gotta live that life with us, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. Yeah, bro. You don't gotta portray to be something that you're not for us to like you. You know, like Bugs is the biggest square ever, and we fuck with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they'll try and run it
in. Yeah, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that nigga Bugs ain't gonna bust a grape, man. But you know, that's my nigga. You know?
Here's Corey Graham at a return.
That nigga Bugs about to get this hoe and go off on your ass, but I swear after that one.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense.
Hey, that nigga dad said, whoa, quick.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
Yeah, salute, man, salute. Yeah, I couldn't do that shit.
Stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
PTSD.
A couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Play action fake. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Panthers.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field. And they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Following the fumble recovery, Newton. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. He's to the 10, and he is out of bounds, but not before taking this down to the 8. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They'll try the air now with Newton. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the fourth. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. It's in the fourth quarter down in Miami. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, a victory there would be their third of the year. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Now in desperation, and that's caught inside the 30. A big play that time for Cleveland. 52 yards.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Partner, you get about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They'll look to throw. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Thomas Davis in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess
That's what I'm talking about, Lamar.
They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And this one incomplete. And all that remains is 13 seconds. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. And the D looking like they may blitz. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. And second down. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Yo, madness, funny as shit.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
To not finish a game on a defensive penalty, that's why they get one more untimed attempt.
So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win.
He missed it.
Not able to come through. This is no good. And that is how this game comes to a close. Well, Charles, coaches always talk after losses about putting that behind you and moving on. But in a case like this, when you could have won it with a chip shot field goal and you miss it, that is going to sting for a little while, isn't it?
Some are tougher to put behind you than others, right? We always talk about compartmentalizing. What is the rule? Coaches always talk about 24-hour rule after a game, and then you move on. That's tough because that was a very makeable field goal. In fact, I think you and I were both just shocked that he didn't knock it through the post, and they end up walking off the field losers.
So for Cleveland, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.
Hello. You said what?